Back again.
Mommy's back.
Tell a friend.
Hi guys.
Hi guys. Oh my god, Mom, I forgot pen. I'm back in a second.
So you know what? Right. Whilst Messi is fucking about as usual. So
you started with that?
Yeah, I've just decided to start without her. So because it's my birthday month.
Hi guys, it's Messi Diosa.
Yeah, so because it's my birthday month, I decided to make Coco Messi because Coco is always on time.
Yes.
And so yeah, so she's going to be Messi Diosa for this video. Hi Messi. Hi Messi.
Hi guys.
Right, because it's my mom's birthday month, it's going to be mom's favorite topics, things I like to talk about, things that interest me. And the topic I'm going to start with today is a happy vagina, a happy life.
Yes.
People who know me know I'm obsessed with the pum pum. I'm absolutely obsessed with the vagina. You know, I am obsessed with it, and in a nice way. And so I thought, because it's something that I enjoy, I don't know how many times I mentioned VJJ, vagina, pum pum.
Vagina. I have a queen of vagina. God.
So guys, I don't know how many times in a day I mention the vagina, pum pum, punani, you know, nunu, mombe in my language, all those things. I don't know how many times, pum pum. Specifically about vagina health and raising the profile of the vagina. That is what I'm going to be doing today. So, you know, I've seen quite a few videos, some very scary videos guys, about caring for a vagina. I've seen people with talons, you know, nails as long as here, saying, you put your finger up
your vagina,
roll your finger in there, take it out, put some more soap in it, go in there, and you know when you're sitting on your sofa and you're literally just going like that. That's how I feel. So right, I'm not here to teach people about caring for their vaginas, because I know you, the girls who are going to be looking at this, are custodians of vaginas and probably very healthy vaginas. But I think it's a conversation worth having.
Yeah, and so it's good to share tips.
Like any other organ of our body, you know, your eyes are quite visual. You can see your eyes, you can see your nose, you can see your mouth, and you know, just about the vagina is in a very, our friend, let's call it our friend, because if you know, keep on saying vagina. You know, it's in such an awkward place where, you know, it does, unless you are very intuitive, sometimes you might miss it. Have you ever walked past somebody and you know that this is not an armpit?
Is that why vagina, because it smells like fish? Why does vagina smell like fish?
Talk about yours.
Oh my god!
Does yours smell like fish?
My vagina doesn't smell like fish.
So how do you know?
Because, listen, yeah, I know that, I was gonna say minge. I know for a fact that vagina smell is a fish smell.
Listen, why do you have to take everything to a very dark place? Vaginas have got a very distinct smell, and you can just about know that you've smelled one. You know, when you walk past somebody, you know, this is not an armpit, this is not bad breath, this is definitely a vagina. And some do, like Messi is saying, have a very strong fishy smell. Some will have like an oniony undertone.
It smells like onion and cheese crisps.
And some smell like Cheetos. Honestly, I've smelled some that smell like that. But what I'm trying to say is that's the only way they can communicate with us. They go off, and they do go off very quickly. So what I'm saying is, I've been in places where young girls, who just sort of like are coming of age, do smell like that, and sometimes they don't realize it. So what I'm trying to say is, the most important thing, ladies, is
to know when your vagina is punging. I'm joking. I'm kidding.
To not let it go to that extent. So good hygiene does help. By hygiene, I do not mean poking it. I don't mean probing into it. I don't mean dousing it with, you know, insurmountable amounts of soap. Because some people do go hard with the soap. Don't do that, because what you need to do, you know, they have their own pH balance which you have to maintain. And if it if it becomes too acidic, or you know, that's when you introduce things, you know, acidic or alkaline, whichever one it is. If the balance is not correct, then you introduce things like the BV, the bacterial vaginosis, and you have the thrush, the candida. So what you want to do is to ensure that you don't disturb the natural pH, and that is washing your organ in very mild soap. Important, do not go hard by taking all this harsh and, you know, scrubbing it and doing the most on it. A gentle clean would be fine. Shouldn't really be poking into it and probing into it, but you'd make sure that you're washing it regularly and ensuring that everything around that area is clean. And by clean, I mean proper clean. Because if you don't clean it up, or if you over clean it, because there has to be a balance, you have to make sure that you're not overdoing things. And also you find that, you know, when people have just during their monthlies, or they've come to the end of their monthlies, that's where it's quite problematic, because you don't, you know, a whole host of stuff happens. And now, by the way, I'm not talking to people who take care of their VJJs. This is not for you, but there's some people out there who do not know how to do it.
Yeah, it's true.
You know, during your monthlies, it's very important to not offend people. So ensure that, again, your washing of your organ is on point. Regular changing of your sanitary product is also important. Do not sit in it, do not let it fester, because not only will you smell, but you're also encouraging the growth of unnecessary bacteria. Just make sure that you change regularly, and you're taking regular showers and ensuring that you're clean. You know, there's a misconception amongst, you know, cultures. I mean, I don't know, because, you know, the idea of periods actually freaks other people out. You know, it's not something that people talk about, you know, very openly. So you find that sometimes you might be struggling, you know, with not knowing what to do or whatever. But the beauty about YouTube and the beauty about the world of the internet, there's so many infomercials out there. You know, choose what works for you and what you're comfortable with. When it comes to sanitary towels or sanitary care or period care in general, it is about what makes you comfortable and what you're happy to use. So don't be shy to try new products and see what works for you. But the ultimate and the most important part about this is ensure that whatever you're using, you're changing it. Particularly with tampons, please do not leave them out there for days. Are encouraging infections to fester. So if you use one, ensure that you're taking it out on time. So smells in general, I was going to talk about it. You know, like I'm saying, that's the way they communicate with you. Sometimes, you know, I've had young girls, by the way, this is part of my other job when I used to work in this area. You know, I used to hear many girls say to me, oh, you know, this fishy smell won't go away. It's a sign that something is wrong, right? Please be intuitive. Listen to your vagina. It's talking to you. Discharges say things to you. Smells say things to you. Dryness, itchiness, do not ignore it, because sometimes you're ignoring something that is quite dangerous. So, you know, if you're smelling like fish, that's abnormal. Do not just go
around thinking, oh yeah, I smell like fish.
Exactly, because it might be definitely bacterial vaginosis. So if you smell like that, get it checked out. There is, you know, if you live in the UK, we've got GUMs everywhere. Please go and get that checked out. And the people who work in those areas are very professional, so no one is going to look at you funny. They'll give you the support you require. And when you're taking care of yourself, know your natural discharge, know what is natural for you and what is unnatural. If it's unnatural, get it checked out. You know, and also, you know, there's nothing wrong with studying yourself. There's absolutely nothing wrong. You know, we've been taught when we're young, if you come from my generation, you've been taught, you know, a vagina is never to be seen, never to be heard, and never to be spoken about. And that's very dangerous. Know what is happening, know what it looks like, know what is abnormal about it. It's your life. That's the reason why boys run after you, is for the pum pum. So it's a very important part of you. So have a relationship with it. Check on it regularly. Say, hi, how are you? Are you fine? Why are you weeping? Why are you giving me that color things and stuff? Protect it as well. Because, you know, many girls do not do that. They think, you know, it's just there to be ignored or to be bashed with, you know, very harsh chemicals. Hey, no one can teach you to take care of yours because you know what it requires. But what I'm just saying is keep it clean and look at it, have a relationship with it. If you see it's a bit swollen, know that something is not going well. Get it checked out. You wouldn't walk around with toothache. You wouldn't walk around with a swollen lip. So why is it good enough for the vagina? So that is very important. Somebody mentioned many moons ago about shaving or not. You know, again, like I've said, that relationship is a very personal one. A vagina relationship with its owner is very personal. If you choose to keep an afro down there,
that's your business, bro.
Make sure that you wash it. Because the other thing that happens is hair gathers all sorts, guys. It gathers, you know, all sorts of evidence. People you've been with, the period you've had. So be very careful. If you're going to keep hair, wash the hair. And make sure it's dry as well. Because if it's, you know, if you've got loads of hair, you have to ensure that it's dry, because moisture is not good. Because if you leave it too moist, you know, it's just breeding ground for bacteria. So for cleanliness, if you know that you're like me, a very busy girl, just keep it clean, keep it shaved or keep it trimmed, whatever. Do not grow a big bush, because it will give you problems. But if you're one who's got time and wants to dry these things and whatever, do that. And also, bushes hide a lot of sins. So even if something is festering and is covered in that bush, you're not going to see it. So again, that's my personal preference. Some people would say no, but I would, you know, keep it to a manageable level. Also, underwear. Guys, I know you like to flaunt it for your boyfriends. You want to wear these, you know, butt riding thongs that go up your crack, and you want to do the most, you know, keep it for Valentine's Day. But for day-to-day, cotton is the way forward, because cotton is breathable. It allows air to come in and circulate and keep it fresh. You know, lycra is not kind on your pum-pum, honey. You do not want that. So on a daily, you know, and you know what? Many shops have upped their cotton knicker game. I know why people didn't like to wear these cotton knickers, because they look like pantaloons, and some of them are not very nice. Keep it cotton, keep it moving for day to day. When you want to, you know, spoil your man, I don't know what you guys do, and you know, think about it. But you know, you can wear those, you know, crack wedgie giving thongs, but not for daily. For daily, it's very dangerous, because you're giving yourself, you know, an unwarranted, you know, what is that?
Chafing.
Not chafing. You know, when people go to have this done, unwarranted waxing. But for day to day, cotton is the way to go. So I would do that. UTIs are another thing. You know, when you know, just make sure. If your pee is burning, it should not be burning. You've not lit a fire, right? And you're not Asha.
Let it burn.
So don't let it burn. So if it starts burning, you need to get it checked out. If it starts stinking, you need to get it checked out. If it's, you know, chafing is another thing. For us girls who have got thick thighs that save lives, ensure that you're wearing, you know, chafing cream in summer, and ensuring that nothing is rubbing, because you do not want to start a fire. You know, like when you're walking and everything is rubbing, it's very uncomfortable and it can be sore. So make sure that you're taking care of yourself And from the queen of VJJs. Peace out.
Peace out, guys.
Don't forget to comment,
guys,
like, and
subscribe down there. And if you guys have any tips that we've maybe missed out, don't forget to comment down below. And yeah, anyways guys, we'll see you in our next video. Bye.
Bye.